Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Ben from Build a Body Online Rugby. We are helping rugby players get leaner, stronger and faster to level up their game. Today's video, we are going to talk about how to build raw rugby strength. Strength is so important. Today, we are going to go over why it is important, what actually is strength, especially for rugby players, and you're going to stick around to the end because we're going to give you the tools that you need to apply to your own program to how to get stronger specifically for rugby. So stay tuned. If you like the content in this channel, if it is helping you, please give us a thumbs up. Also make sure you subscribe so you stay up to date. If you want more, please join our free group. We have a mini course in there which is full of strength and conditioning resources for you as a rugby player. The link will be in the description. Get yourself in there. Everything is completely free. You've got access to everything and coaching as well. Okay, so get in there. Without further ado then, let's crack on with the video. So when we think about our rugby strength and conditioning training program, we've got these three key elements that we have to improve, and that is our strength, our conditioning, and our speed. Obviously, there are more on top of this, but these create the foundations for our program. Today, we are going to talk about strength, which is the maximum amount of force that you can produce. Your application of force as a rugby player is absolutely vital for your success, and we're going to go over some of the reasons now. So strength is absolutely crucial as a rugby player, just so that you can physically dominate. So that you can physically dominate over the opposition, you can be the winner in those contact situations. Rugby is a contact sport, so these are experienced all the way through your games. Okay, you've got tackles, rucks, maul, scrum, all of these situations you need to be able to produce high amounts of force to dominate your opposition. But it's also about producing these forces at very fast rates, and that is your power, your explosiveness. And this is the biggest determinant of your rugby performance. You have to be powerful. If you can produce these maximal forces fast, you're going to outdo your opposition in every situation possible. So that is a key in rugby. Strength also transfers to other elements of your fitness. It is a foundational fitness quality, a little bit like aerobic endurance, similar sort of way. If you are stronger, if you can produce more force, you are likely to be faster, more conditioned, more mobile, have better body composition, and many more things. So strength creates that rock that you need to be better all round as a physical specimen, okay? And then finally, your robustness, injury prevention. It is so key that you are strong so that you can produce force in the right way, but you can also absorb that force as well that you are going to experience when you're playing rugby. So you can see already just from these that strength is absolutely crucial to your performance on the pitch. So now we're going to dive straight into how you can improve your strength for rugby. In your training program, in your resistance program, you are likely to be doing these three things. Heavy for maximum strength training, okay? Moderate to heavy loads for muscle mass improvements or robustness, and explosive power work as well. Today we are going to focus here on the heavy for maximal strength development. And in this, we are looking at 1 to 6 reps at heavy intensities. And this is really important here. We are doing low reps, loading up our weight so that we are lifting very heavy because we need to produce maximal amounts of force. That is strength. So if you want that raw rugby strength, you need to be lifting really heavy intensities. Okay. We're also going to be doing this mainly with the compound lifts that are going to be covering our key movements for rugby. And this includes your squatting, bench pressing or pushing movements, deadlifts, this is your hinge movements, chin-ups, your pull movements. There will also be assistance work in here. For example, your core, you'll be doing some bracing and dynamic core movements, overhead pressing, horizontal pulling as well. But these cover the absolute fundamentals. And you're also going to need to do this with various muscle actions. So your concentric, isometric, and eccentric contractions. We'll give you more detail in another video about these. Essentially, again, these are all going to be used in rugby, and these all need to be in your training program to get maximum benefit to your strength development. So here's just a really simple session that you could apply. This would typically be seen probably in a pre-season period, but again, very basic. At the start, we have our sled sprints, and this is our explosive exercise, okay? So this would be done nice and fast. You'll be going as hard as you can to improve your power, okay? But then we get into your maximum strength work, your paused back squats. Here we have 3 to 4 sets of 5 to 6 reps. So we're to get into that lower rep range, and these will be heavy. You will be loading these up a lot. Adding the pause creates a little bit more tension, has that isometric hold at the bottom, so you're using all of those muscle contractions we mentioned in the previous slide. Then we have face pulls, slightly higher reps. This is more of our muscle mass and our robustness work. Again, the bench press, 5 to 6 reps, 3 to 4 sets. We're in that maximum strength phase. You're going to be loading up that bench press nice and heavy, and that is our fundamental movement, our push movement. Single leg Romanian deadlifts. Here again, we're working on a bit of robustness, this time on the lower limb, and we're doing a bit of unilateral work as well, which is really important for rugby, as you will spend a lot of time using one leg at a time. And finally, some of our core conditioning, ab rollouts, again 10 to 12, to get a bit of muscle mass and improve that muscle conditioning. Please feel free to screenshot this and take it away and use it for your preseason as well. This is just an example of a structure of a really simple session, including these maximum strength lifts. But what is also really, really important that you can do during your strength training cycles is periodize your strength training. If you do not manipulate the training load, if you do not apply periodization principles to your training, you are unlikely to get good adaptations and improvements that are going to transfer onto the pitch. You will simply be going through the motions. Remember, the body needs new stimulus so that it can adapt. So, for example, if you're starting, you might start off with week 1, fairly simple, 3 sets, 6 reps, at an intensity of about 7 out of 10. For this example, we're going to use rating of perceived exertion as our intensity marker. And you can see here again, we've got those fundamental lifts, the squat, the bench press, and the chin up. As you go through to week 2, we're going to be changing ever so slightly. You can see that we've added a set, but we've dropped down a rep, and we have increased our intensity. So we're going to do 4 sets, 5 reps at an 8 out of 10 intensity. If we are dropping 1 rep down and we're adding intensity, what are we going to do with the weight on the bar, or the weight that we're attaching to ourselves with the chin up? We are going to fire it up. It's going to get heavier and heavier again. That is going to make you produce more force during those lifts. A little bit of extra rest as the intensity goes up so that you can lift those heavier weights. Moving on to week 3, sticking to a similar sort of theme. We've got 5 sets, 4 reps at a higher intensity again of 9 out of 10. So the reps have gone down, the intensity's gone up. Again, we want to push that weight higher and higher, so you're producing more and more force. So you can see over these 3 weeks, we've increased our intensity. You're going to be lifting heavy, you're going to be producing more force in these sessions. But then we go into week 4. This may be the end of one of your blocks of training, for example. At Build a Body, we like to use 4-week blocks. So here we are going into a deload week to give the body a bit of a chance to recover and adapt, so that it isn't just falling off a cliff and going through the motions. Okay, so here we have 3 sets, slightly lower volume, 5 reps, but we're reducing that intensity to a 6 out of 10. So we are still lifting at a relatively heavy amount, but it is a much lower load, so you're producing a little bit less force so the body can adapt to the training. So that's just a bit of an example of how you would manipulate your load, you would periodize your strength training lifts through a block. But as per, this is absolutely key. You must train and play rugby. If you want to build raw rugby strength and get stronger for the game, the best way to do it is to do it playing rugby. You're going to experience all of those situations that we mentioned earlier, your scrums, your tackles, your collisions, your mauls, whatever they are. When you are training, when you're playing rugby, that is where that is occurring. If you train in that way, you are going to adapt to that training as well to get stronger and better. So just a quick recap of what we've gone through there. Strength is a foundational fitness quality and all rugby players need it. Strength is the maximum amount of force that you can produce, and it is needed for physical dominance in game situations, power, producing it at fast rates, transferring to other fitness qualities like your conditioning, speed, mobility, robustness, body composition, and then yes, robustness at the end, making sure you are not at a high risk of injury. Maximum strength training is got to be a staple of your rugby training program, and you need to train and play rugby alongside doing all of your training and your work in the gym. Hopefully this video was useful. Please give it a like if you got some value out of it, and make sure you've subscribed. And again, if you want more resources, if you want more coaching, please check out our free group. The link is in the description. There is loads of strength and conditioning resources in there for you, plus coaching and player support as well. Get yourself in there. It's absolutely free. We'll see you there soon. Thank you very much for tuning in.